Yes, people. Welcome to the Straightjacket podcast 200. We have done it. We've hit the milestone. Big up to everybody who's been part of the journey. This Straightjacket podcast is sponsored by Boohoo Man. Make sure, people, if you want to go get your Boohoo Man merch, go get it. Link in the description. You can go and get 10% off. Use the code Saeed. Nuruddin, we've done it. We've hit the 200. Yeah, man. Listen, you're part of the journey, man. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations to us. Party on, people.
Party on, man. You get me? We've done it.
I genuinely would have come, mate. Yeah, got some food after, done it, filming it. I don't want anybody to get this, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But listen, what we saying, people, how's everyone doing? You know what? I wanted to bring Aaron on, but Aaron couldn't make it, unfortunately. So he's got sent a message. So big up to Aaron for sending this message.
Yo, what is going on, people? Nuruddin, Saeed. Listen, these two are my guys, man. Congrats on 200 episodes of the Straightjacket podcast, man. Nothing but love to you both. I met these two guys from way back, man. We all started out this football content thing. We've supported each other's channels. Yeah, man, all supported Man United. We've had good times. We've had laughs. We didn't have cries because Nuruddin always says, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So we always chose to laugh. Always. Even when we were at the pits of hell, bro. Certain games, bro, we came out of Old Trafford looking at each other like, what the hell just happened? Well, we just chose to laugh, man. You know, so now, man, the Straightjacket podcast, Nuruddin and Saeed. Nothing but love to you both, man. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, to everybody in the comments as well. Sorry I couldn't be there, man. But definitely will make it in one of the next episodes to reunite with my two brothers, man. I've got nothing but love for you both. And yeah, man, 200 episodes of the Straightjacket podcast, man. Enjoy it, everybody. You know what you need to do. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and the support, bro. Support people, support both of these guys because they're doing an incredible job. So yeah, man, guys, I'll see you around. You'll see me around Old Trafford anyway, in Manchester. You'll see me on both of the guys' channels as well. So yeah, man, it's not a goodbye. It's just a little message to support both of my brothers because I couldn't be there today. So yeah, had to come to the car quickly to record this. Anyway, guys, much love to you all. And much love to you, Nuruddin. Much love to you, Saeed. You guys know you're my guys. It's for life, man. Peace.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. What a message there from Aaron. Big up, Aaron, man. You get me? Like, he's doing big things now. You get me? You'll see it in due course. But big up to Aaron. Always from the start. You know what I'm saying? We all get busy and whatnot. So hopefully, you get me? We can hopefully reunite and do some big things. But big up to Aaron for that message. Big up to everybody who's been part of the journey, Nuruddin. And you know what? I'm going to give everyone a little where it all started. And this is where it all started, people. In a yogurt shop, in a fruit shop. Big up.
Unfortunately, our team at the current moment, our manager more importantly, doesn't match our history and heritage. And that's the shame thing about it. That is the only gutting thing about it. But we'll be there tomorrow, cheering on the boys, and we'll see what happens. But honestly, either way, Joe say, out.
Anyway, if you like this video, guys, please subscribe, hit the like button. Get me. Let's get to 400 subscribers by tonight. And here's Nuruddin. Thanks very much, guys. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
There we go. 400 subscribers. 4 years later, we're here.
The journey.
Over 50K, man. The journey, people. So yeah, man, humble beginnings. Big up to everybody who's been here. Mustache, you know, you need to bring back the mustache.
You know what that was? that was, you know, that was November, yeah, because
November, yeah,
that was to raise money for November to raise money for prostate cancer awareness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And men's health specifically. So me and my boys, we would, and sometimes guys at work as well. We all had to grow the tash in it to get people to sponsor us. So that's what it was.
Absolutely.
Because that tash made me look like Uncle Abdul, you know what I mean? You know that tash put like 30 years on me, bro. Trust me.
Listen, don't worry, man. I'm part of the crew, man.
People have got photos of me with Tash, and they send me the thing in it. They go, "Have you got your pension yet?"
Listen, man, there's nothing wrong with the Tash crew, man. Anyone that's part of the Tash crew, I've joined the. But don't call me that word. You know what I mean? That German guy. Please don't refer me to him. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to. Please, guys, part of the Tash crew. Anyone got a Tash? Let me know, man. Join the Tash crew, man. But listen, big up to everybody who's here. We're here 4 years later.
Because I'm going to be coughing a lot throughout the streams, man. But
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, man. Don't worry, man. Big up to everybody who's here. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. But where do we start? Nuruddin, talk to me Saturday. You know what's crazy? Yeah, I felt like it was flashbacks to the Old Trafford crowd, man. I felt like the first time I was back since the Arsenal game, yeah, and you felt like the Old Trafford crowd came back in terms of the moaning, the groaning, the you know what I mean? People were just like restless, man. But overall, Nuruddin, sum up your feelings. I'm frustrated. I still am a little bit, but I'm trying to look forward to Wednesday. Where are you right now in terms of your feelings right now?
So, obviously, I wasn't at the game, innit? I was in bed.
Yeah.
I was in bed. You can hear it in my chest, bro. Yeah, it was watching it because I'm going to be really interesting to go through the game a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you being in the stadium and me watching it, you know, I mean, me watching it. Shout out Sportec. So there's other websites available, but Sportec.
Yeah.
Sportec coming to the rescue. Big up Sportec.
Yeah.
It was a very competitive game. I didn't expect anything less. On my preview, I was letting the therapy army know that they're not going to come and sit back. They're going to push a high line. They're going to press high. They're going to be in people's faces, and they're going to make a game of it. Now, in the game, was too competitive for either team to create chances. But the first half an hour was them. Right? Yeah. We got back into
No. I disagree. First 15 minutes, I thought United had them. They came to the end of the second.
Well, that's the beauty of the contrast, how you watch it on telly and how you watch it on the stadium. But Right? I thought they were on the ascendancy. I thought maybe you were right. Jogging back now, it was like we'll attack, you attack, we'll attack.
Yeah.
And then they pressed us really hard. Then they kept winning free kicks. They kept coming through the middle.
Yep.
Then, you know, they built corners, free kicks. One of the things that one of the positives, some of you might be shocked, but one of the positives that I was really glad about, now Ten Hag has seen you don't necessarily have to play Scott McTominay to be the box guy to head the ball away, because United cope with that. Other than just after Joe Linton hit the bar and post, where Wilson had the flick on in the near post, Bruno Gomes tried to tap it in, and then that was the only closest they got from a corner or free kick. And I even saw the free kicks they were taking from way inside their own area.
I know.
Right? And they were trying to do the angles, because you saw it was like giants against normal people, innit? Like how big these guys are. But I thought the second half Man United controlled. I thought the second half.
I agree.
We hemmed them in, but at the end of the day, I know everybody's going in on Fred, but it's Fred from Stoke, man. Like, what do you expect? What do you guys expect? Like, what do you guys expect? And then I was actually, Saeed, surprisingly, that's one of the best games. Creativity-wise, you offer nothing. But I thought that was one of the best games that Bruno has played for Man United this season. Because Saeed,
I disagree.
No, let me finish. Then you can break the game down, right?
Okay.
I thought he didn't give the ball away. He won so many balls, and you can look at the stats.
Yeah, I'll give you that. He did all that.
Back. He didn't actually play. Maybe he got in the box more in the second half towards the end, but he actually played more in midfield, because we saw we were getting outnumbered in midfield with their three. So he played more in midfield. I thought he put his body on the line. I always like to see that. I'm like, you know what? When players not on form, I want you to do the basics right. And I thought Bruno, for the first time in this season, got the basics right.
My thing with Bruno Fernandes was he maybe deployed the role of Eriksen of trying to create from deep and trying to be that person that you were saying. Because at the end of the day, there was a reason why Fred was arriving late in the box all the time. The problem was, I thought for me, Fred could have played that role a little bit better, and then Bruno was a guy to arrive late in the box. Why is Fred at numerous occasions being the one that's in the box? Did you see the bit where he was in the box and then he couldn't cross it, and then literally he fell towards the Stretford end? I was like, bloody hell, what's he doing there? Everybody knows the technical ability of Fred isn't great. And I was just a bit confused as to why Bruno isn't that person arriving late in the box. What is it? Is it tactically? Is it the fact that Bruno doesn't want to do it? I don't know. But for me, Nuruddin, I understand that part of the game he did well. But the problem is, though, we then don't have anyone who's going forward. And what I've got to point out basically as well is another thing. Everybody's frustrated about Anthony. I watched Anthony closely in that game, yeah? Every time he cuts back into his left foot, Nuruddin, you need runners in the box. So when you see the Ronaldo one, Ronaldo didn't anticipate that cross, so then it was a bit too much for him. You have to anticipate it. Make a risk, Nuruddin. Nobody's arriving in the box. So when Anthony comes back in, what's everyone doing? They're standing in around the box. What are you doing in around the box? Get into that box. And this is the problem, Nuruddin. We don't have enough risk takers. Okay, Ten Hag can teach you, right, you're in your zones, right, tactically. But when Anthony gets on his left foot, everyone stops moving. Everyone's like, all right, then, we've got to start again. No, go in that box and make a risk. And this is the problem. And Ronaldo is never in the box. Never. I don't care. I watch it all the time, Nuruddin. People keep saying, yeah, Rashford would have had that chance that Ronaldo had. But Ronaldo does not get in the box. He doesn't. And this is why it took him off.
Yeah, so I agree with you there, where we agree with each other on the Ronaldo point. But on that chance that you're talking about, when Anthony's running, have you seen the space he's got in front of him? He's got about 20 yards, 25 yards space that would take him into the box. Once you're in the box, defenders have to tiptoe. Why do they have to tiptoe? Because if they touch you and if you're quite tricky, they're going to be wary of you.
Yeah.
He kept checking back. I'm like,
but is it because, let me ask you a question, Nuruddin. Is it because there's not enough runners arriving in the box?
No.
You don't just do it for the sake of it. You don't just do it for the sake of it.
Listen, no, for me, I think because of the way his left foot is, if you get in the box, you can kind of open your body up to have a crack, to toe poke it past him. You can do that. You can do that. And that was the biggest thing what I was thinking. And then maybe you try to cut it back. I thought Anthony, for me, was trying too much to set Ronaldo up. He was trying too much at certain times in the game.
Yeah, I get that.
Ronaldo. Like, for example, there's another thing, because he showed it on the replay. He tries to do outside of the boot bend to Ronaldo, and the easy pass is there free within, like, he's got about 8 yards space, Bruno. Bruno can take 1, 2, 3 touches and whack it into the corner. Yeah. And he doesn't play it. He doesn't play it. So I think he's teething problems with Anthony. I thought yesterday.
I think he was our best player yesterday. I thought he was about best player.
Yes, I agree. Saeed, what have I been calling cowardice? Why have I been losing my head like a madman on this?
I know, because you want people to do things.
Because I need people to track back. I'm telling you, there wasn't anybody I could call cowardice yesterday. It's just we missed Eriksen, and instead of having Eriksen, we have Fred.
So you know what it is here? Let me just get these super chats in. Jamie Allen, Spurs fan here. Big game on Wednesday. Come on, you Spurs. Listen, Jamie Allen, I'm worried about Wednesday. I can't lie to you because people are talking about low block Newcastle, which I don't think they were that low block. They're just defending resolutely. You know what I mean? They tried to get out when they could, but they couldn't because our defense was better. But talk about the ultimate low block is Tottenham. So listen, we'll see you on Wednesday. Big up to Craig Warby. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate that. Fish and chips, cheese and crackers, side and Nuruddin. Congrats on the 200 shows. Keep Giddy Army in check. Here's the 200 more. Appreciate that, Craig. And you know what? I think you've been part of the start of the journey because I'll look at the comments and you've been one of the people that been part of the journey. So big up to you.
Listen, big up, Craig Warby. I think Saeed has handed in his Giddy card. I think this was the game that did it. I think he's handed it in now.
No, I'm not. This is you know what it is, yeah.
I think you're handing it in. But if we beat Spurs on Wednesday, I'll be there Wednesday. If we beat Spurs on Wednesday, hopefully my chest holds up. If we beat Spurs,
yeah,
then Saeed might take the card back.
You know what it is? You know what? Someone said it, and I put the question out on Twitter. I said, how many points do we get out of Chelsea and Tottenham? And some of them said, you don't know with this team. It could be 6. It could be 0. And that's the craziest thing about this team is that you don't know what you're going to get. and there's a feeling from this team that if they get, the crowd, the noise in the crowd, they get sucked into it and they feel a bit nervous. And I feel like for me, play your game and don't worry about the crowd. Like for me, we might be shouting and Leslie might be shouting. Big up to Leslie, by the way.
Hold tight, Leslie. I watched the.
Yeah.
What do we do with that, Leslie? So we need to invite Leslie on the platform.
No, you know what she said to me, funny enough, she was like, my cousin said on YouTube that, you've seen you on YouTube, and she was like, yeah, and then I told her how many subscribers went. She went, oh my God, 50,000. She was just buzzing to be on YouTube, so big up to her. Yeah. I did say we'll get her on.
She should have let her know. More people watch Saeed's channel than go watch Man City in real life, yeah? Hold tight. Hold tight. And Saeed, what did I say to you? Where are all the people that were coming for me on the chat? Where are you now? I told you, when you compete against Man City, they're not otherworldly. You can compete against them, and look what happens. Look what happens when you compete against them. Thank you, Liverpool, for proving me right once again. Vindicated. Vindicated. I told you all, and some of you were coming for me in the chat, going, you just gotta let it go, Man City are better, they'll work. No, mate, that is what competing looks like.
Yeah, well, Liverpool did it, man. You know what I mean? You got to give it to them.
Competed, mate. Aggression, intensity in your play, a togetherness gets you a long way in modern football, man. In modern football, it gets you a long way.
Absolutely. HKM says Bruno plays every week and plays bad, but Fred, one game doesn't play well and he's a problem. Bruno is the problem and will continue to be so until he's dropped. The problem is,
I remember one time he gave a ball away, and he gave it away. He won it back. I was really happy with Bruno's work ethic. I was happy with Bruno's taking time to pass the ball, not rushing it every minute. I was genuinely happy with that. Yes, of course, it's a game. You're playing against a good team. And by the way, Newcastle are not coming. They arrived. That told me yesterday. Of course, they didn't create many chances. They hit the Byron post, but that's it. They didn't create any more chances. You could say that, that Wilson could have been a penalty. Another day, that could be a penalty. Even though I don't think he was going to get the ball because Martinez got there before him anyway.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I was happy with the work ethic of everybody. I was happy with the way that we moved, but the creativity we lacked. And Saeed,
but this is the problem then. You've just answered your question. But what HKM News said is there, I get it because I feel like now, what is Bruno? You're talking about the work rate and whatnot. That's Fred's job. Leave that role to Fred and Casemiro. What is Bruno's role? And I'm not calling Bruno out. I'm just giving him a higher... I'm trying to give him praise here. I'm saying we've seen Bruno's impact in the team.
Listen, the stats are there. In terms of goal involvement, in terms of assists, in terms of goals, massive drop. It is day and night. Nobody's arguing against that. But what I'm saying to you, this player has not been. He's tried to fit into a system. For me, I think he should just play in midfield and Man United go and get somebody more creative, more up the pitch to play as a number 10.
Just give him a new contract. We've just given Bruno Fernandes a new contract.
No. Don't get it twisted. I'm saying to you, he could go and play in midfield. What I've always said to you, and those who ever listen to me, I've always said,
you have said it. You have said it.
I've always said he's not a number 10. He's never been a number 10. And if you want, go and Google what the Sporting manager said at the time when Man United bought him 2 years ago, 2 and a bit years ago. When we bought him, go and read the article, the quote of what the Portugal manager, the Sporting Lisbon manager said. He said, I hope Man United don't think that Bruno's number 10. He's not a number 10. He's got more qualities as a midfield player, and they're going to miss out on that. That's what he said.
I think he's a final third player, Nuruddin. I think he's almost like a... He's more for the final third, in around that number 10 area.
I think he's an highly attacking number 8. That's what it is. I don't think he's anything but that.
But the thing is, Nuruddin, if a highly attacking number 8 is what Fred did, why didn't you get in that box?
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying to you. So, now, the way that Fred and Casemiro were used. By the way, I thought Casemiro had a good performance. I thought Anthony had a good performance. I thought Casemiro had a good performance because that was the first welcome to the Premier League kind of game for Casemiro, because he came up against intense midfield that weren't giving nobody a time. And he really showed his slowness when he won the first tackle on the edge. And then he was way late.
I know.
So late, it was unbelievable, right? But I thought his first time popping it off the ball was brilliant. What I love about him is that when he knows he can clear that ball, when he knows he can give that ball forward, he'll give it.
Yeah.
When it's time to play safe, he can play safe. But get the super chats.
Yeah, big up to HKM Music, man. I appreciate the super chats, bro. Bruno is not creative. He overhits everything. Why he has so many assists from deep? Bruno would perfect a Liverpool system because he would be allowed to spam balls and run around like a chicken with his head cut off. We don't need that kind of player. I think ultimately, you know what, at this point here, when he works in a system, I don't think he gives you that anything that special though. You know what I mean? He doesn't give you that intelligence, Nuruddin. Does he give you that pass that you would think is amazing? He runs around, he presses, but it's very, very limited. When you want a technical team, Nuruddin, does he give you what you want? To be honest. You're on mute, I think. You're on mute.
Because I was coughing, sorry. That's why he's not a number 10. I genuinely, I have never believed, Saeed, that he was a number 10. At the time we bought him, it was that time of the season and that time where we were, and he was a threat, just like, you know what I mean? Just like a breath of fresh air, wasn't he? He was a breath of fresh air. He was.
Yeah.
He came in, he scored straight away. Ollie thought, okay, you stay up the pitch, mate, because that season in Sporting Lisbon as well, he was more attacking. But when the Sporting manager that's just got the best season out of him in his career tells you he's not a number 10, and basically meaning he's not a guy who, look at the difference between him and Odegaard, Saeed. Odegaard, you know what? Odegaard, you never see Odegaard hit 50 yards. You don't see that.
No, he doesn't. I'm saying.
You know what Odegaard does? Odegaard hits you 5, 12, 15 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, making use of the angles and the triangles. That is what he does. I have never, and honestly, there's videos on this channel you can find me saying, I don't think that guy is a number 10. So now, I genuinely think that those things have dried up. First of all, I would take him out of the team for a minute.
Nobody's out. Nobody's available already. That's the problem. There's no one else around.
This is that we're going to come to it. I have 6:35 people, because I'm telling you now, if the Glazers don't spend on a midfielder and a striker and a right back in January, they might as well sack Erik ten Hag now. They might as well sack him, because they're going to embarrass this guy and what he's trying to achieve at this football club. You might think that's a wild take. Join me. Find out. Yeah. Join us. Find out. Yeah. Half 6. 6:35 on United Real Therapy. But Saeed, I'll bring it down for you. Bruno is off form. What I liked about yesterday's game was that we always say this is the 101 of football. If you're not playing well and you've not been playing well and doing the great things well, what do you have to? Basics. Focus on the basics. Yesterday, he focused too much on the basics. And at times, when I looked in the box in that last last 20 minutes, he's in the box. I'm like, you're the guy that's supposed to pass the ball to the people in the box. What are you doing in the box? What are you doing in the box? So at the end of the day, it was those. And how Fred thinks that he wants to open his body up and kind of jump at the ball.
It was, you know what? And this is the problem,
if he takes it with his right foot there, any contact with that ball, because he was onside, by the way, Rashford was onside, Trippier's keeping him on. They would have drew the lines, they would have found that he was onside, right? Because he span twice, he span again, and he span. I say this now. When people came at me, Saeed, I had to reference you yesterday in Spaces or on the Match Reaction yesterday podcast. I said, me and Saeed would laugh about coming out of Old Trafford sometimes, chatting outside, how many times Ronaldo was falling by himself, how weak, how fatigued he looked last season when everybody was like, oh, Ronaldo. And then I talked about that when me and you realized he can't play game after game. He can't play.
He can't.
He can't. Because we saw the difference when he had that hip injury. He went to Portugal for a week. He came back fresh.
Fresh, yeah.
Fresh, hungry.
You know what, Noreen? Can I just say
something about Ronaldo? So, and that was the point of him staying. Now, every press conference, is he going to start? Why did he not? Why did he take him off? Why is he not starting? It is a distraction. It is a whole distraction. But obviously, the bankers and Glazers want that because the banker and Glazers signed deals for Ronaldo to be here. So that's why he's not going to. So you already know Ten Hag, the elbow behind his back. Not the full arm, the elbows behind his back. If they don't sign him, players, a striker and a midfielder and a right back, that means 1.5, an arm and an elbow, the other arm and elbow tied behind his back. And that's what it is. And Saeed, the shit all comes full circle because you already saw.
I can't do it anymore. You know, if this again comes back to the fact that we're having another.
It's already going to come full circle, Saeed. I'm telling you now. There were people saying it was Could he have done better? Should he have risked it? To me, I'm gonna go one of these games. Hey, listen, I'm gonna go one of these games. Yeah, I'm gonna go. You know, when they come off the bus, I'm gonna pretend to get his autograph, and I'm just gonna tell him simple. Can you want to come and do it, Saeed? We'll do it. We can get it on camera.
Apparently, he doesn't do it after game. He goes straight home. Apparently, after games.
No. Before games, he arrives. We go there early. Me and you I'll get us a couple of chairs, bro. Like we'll pick a day when it's not raining. We'll go early and meet the coach. Like it's mad because they think this is how mad it is now, people. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Man United as a football club now arrive 4 or 5 hours before the game kicks off. Guess what time they arrived yesterday? Guess what time they arrived?
12 o'clock. You know what? You know where we can meet them? You know where we can meet them, Nordin? I say where we can meet them. You know that place, that hotel near you? They go to a new hotel. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Hotel Region. Before the game, the match day. They go down there. So what we'll do is, before the game, we'll go the night before. We'll meet them there because it's better then. Because then at least then you might have a one-to-one time. So we'll go there. Okay. But big up to Joke says here, can't wait for United to come to the bridge this weekend. Love that. Big up. Big up to everybody who's here, by the way. Over 500 of is in the chat. Make sure you guys get the likes up. Let's get to at least 250 likes. Big up to everybody who's locked in, man. We never win at OT. So that's Tottenham, apparently. Tottenham, interesting. Conte said today.
Let me just finish this. Man United, because of the protest, right? It's no word of a lie, Saeed. Because of the protest movement, Man United now change hotels. Man United go 4 or 5 hours before the game kicked off. Guess what time they were there? They were there at 9:45.
Wow, crazy.
9:45.
What did the players do before that? What did the players do? Is that
lounge around? They're just inside the stadium. They got their own suite in it. They go, maybe eat some food a couple of hours before, play computer games, listen to music, whatever they can do. The stadium's big side, and there's other sides that we're not allowed in. Obviously, we never.
Yeah, of course.
There's boxes. People chill in the boxes. People watch tapes. You know what I mean? Or the opposition, last minute preparations.
Lauren, this comment here. Big up to Claire. Square pegs in round hole has always been the problem with the club. Is that a problem here? And I looked at the squad, Lauren, yeah. When Eriksen is out of the team, say one player is out of the team, do we then have to put someone else like a Fred in there who doesn't suit what we're maybe trying to do? We have to fit someone else in there, and it does, and then it kind of disrupts the whole flow. And again, Ronaldo up front, we then have to play to Ronaldo's needs. We can't press high up the pitch. Bruno might then press high up the pitch, leave a bit of midfield. This is the problem, and I feel sorry for Ten Hag in a way because Ronaldo probably should have left in the summer, and we should have probably bought another midfielder because Donny now apparently he's out for the season. People are saying, I think Killis said that Donny might be out until the end of the season. What did Killis say? But yeah, Donny apparently, here. I'm not sure Donny is staying at Man United until the season. Well, he's not going to be here then, so that means we do have to spend in January. So for me, it's you know what, I just feel like there's a lot of mismatch in certain things. But it's a big question here, Lauren. Big question. A lot of people are saying, did we do enough to win the game yesterday? Like, did we do enough? Was tactically?
Well, this is the point I was coming to. So, if I could get like an earshot of Erik ten Hag, I'd say to him, Eric, you're at Man United. We love what you're doing. We understand how you're hampered, but please understand this: at Old Trafford, we rather lose risking it than draw a game or not risk it. because that's who we are. When people tell me what's the Man United DNA is risk it. Risk football, especially when you could win, where you have to say it. He always what's the famous saying?
If you risk,
no. Favors the brave. What we say? Favors the what? The favors the brave. Something favors the brave.
Yeah.
Something favors the brave, right? Luck favors the brave. I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering it. Somebody in the comments let me know. But Manchester United history under Fergie for 20 odd years was what? We risk it. We go for it. Manchester United go for it. So yesterday he in his head what was thinking? I don't want to take Fred off. If that last 20 minutes you could have. Because they then made substitutions to go, listen, we're not going to get anything here. We'll take the point. We'll take the point. Eddie Howe and his coaching staff said, we're going to take the point, try to hit them on the counter, right, with Wood. We're going to try to hit the direct ball, try to bully Martinez. We'll try some of that, but we are going to protect what we have, right? They did that from 25 minutes onwards. Now, Eric Ten Hag is coming to Man United, so he understands pressure can build. City just whacked us. The Everton performance was this and that. Everton made mistakes, right? Absolutely right. Man United weren't phenomenal. They were not.
Are you trying to say that United haven't been convincing?
No.
Really?
So they've not been convincing at all. So yesterday, I think if Eric Ten Hag is in the job for a year, he takes Fred off. He brings another attack in. He changes the players around. He goes for it. And without even the risk. But that's what I was saying to you about the whole thing about me saying to you, let's go and get closer with an earshot of Eric Ten Hag. If I ever see him in Manchester, that's the first thing I'm going to tell him. Eric, at Old Trafford, I promise you, the fans will be with you if you risk it. Remember that? Tottenham, we're playing Tottenham on Wednesday. I was in the stadium when they whacked us 3-0. We absolutely tore them a new one. We absolutely dominated that game. Lloris, or the other guy that was in there? Whatever goalkeeper had a
Gazzaniga, I think it was.
Whoever was in there, man like Lukaku missing sitters, like going around and missing the whole goal and all of that business, right? Yeah. They scored from set pieces and they caught us on the counter with the Brazilian guy, right?
Lucas.
So, Lucas. So I remember that was one of my favorite games under Jose. Do you know why, Saeed? Yeah. I clapped him and the team. Do you know why?
We went for it. We went for it. Yeah.
I'll give you another game, just for example. Crystal Palace under Oli. We are battering them, hammering them. They get.
Oh, yeah, we were there together.
Yeah, they get a counter-attack. Boom, they score one goal. And then Dan James equalizes, celebrates in front of get the ball, let's go.
Yeah.
We're pushing so hard. These are like in my memory, edged, Saeed. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this. Then we go full on for it. We literally throw the kitchen sink, the bath, the baby water, everything at them. They win a counter-attack. They score. They beat us 2-1. That day, I was so proud. I came out of that stadium saying, that's how I want Man United to play. I hope Ollie and the players know that's what we want to see. You have to go for it, Old Trafford. So that is what was missing yesterday, for him not to understand. Now, I would have took off Fred at 60-something minutes. That's me. I would have bought on Manu or...
Yeah, true.
Because Manu is more composed than Iqbal on the ball in terms of he can do the hustling, he can do the short passing. Iqbal could also come on, so you could make either arguments for Iqbal on him, and Iqbal can actually get past people. And
I know.
More than any game yesterday, we were screaming out for somebody to isolate somebody, take them on, and get us that advantage.
But you know what, though, Nuruddin? That this is the problem. And let me just get through the super chats here. Siref says here, been watching since the days when you used to chat used to be at the very windy park in Manchester. Show has come a long way. Congrats on 200. I appreciate that, bro. Love always, man. I think the word you was trying to say was fortune favors the brave. Yeah. Big up to WJ Barrett and also Dr. M.U. Kulmeye. And Olu says here, people laughed at Arteta, but you can see the fruits of his labor. Ten Hag needs to follow similar template, get a clear plan, and get rid of old players. I think you're right. Big up to Just Joe as well. Big up to you, my Leeds fan. You know what, Nuruddin, we do need to. This is the problem, Nuruddin. We do need to get rid of a lot of players.
But at Man United, you can't do that. At Arsenal, you can finish 8th. You can finish 8th again, right? And then 5th. At Man United, different sort of pressure.
No, I'm talking about players leaving. I'm talking about players leaving.
Yeah, well, let me analyze it. Let me break it down step by step.
Yeah.
Arteta, the Arsenal fans could have gone hullabaloo, whatever. Arteta out could be trending on Twitter, whatever. The trust between the board and the Arteta, regardless what happened, they knew what he was doing behind closed doors. What Arsenal fans don't know what was going on behind closed doors. They could see the stages that he was taking, and they understood that his method. So he told them that this is going to be a journey. I'm going to get under a lot of pressure. I'm going to finish a lot lower. At Man United, I promise you now, Fergie had this. Why? Because Man United didn't win the league for so many times. And when you go and look back, after Fergie had 4 years, Man United finished 13th one season, finished 9th one season. I think we finished 3rd or 4th one season. But what I'm saying to you, Manchester United, under this fan base, now Twitter fan base, social media fan base, and everybody being on social media, and the Glazers, because of the Glazonomics model, says, Saeed, what? You cannot finish 2 seasons in a row outside of the top 4. So that is the reason why he can't do what Arteta has done. Arteta finished 8th.
I get that.
1 o'clock, then finished 8th. No pressure from the board. When the pressure was his highest, they were talking to him every day, reassuring him, saying, Mikel, we believe in you. You are the guy for us. We understand what you're doing. I know it's a journey. It's going to take time, but we believe in you. So he is getting the fruits of his labor. You're right. Whoever that was commenting, right? You're right. But at Man United, Glazonomics states that when you can only afford to be out of the Champions League, right, for 1 season.
This again now, but then it's like now, what do we like? Because the title of the video I put is should we be more realistic about expectation this season and just in general going forward? Because this will be a very, very up and down season, because now we're having to rely on Eriksen staying fit, Lordin, which again I think is a bit. I've been saying this for a while, you know, that even when we were winning, I said this is not good, you know, that we're relying on Eriksen. He was meant to be the icing on the cake, Lordin, and then you're relying on Martial. The manager keeps talking about Martial all the time, but then I'm thinking, hold a minute, Ten Hag, what? Like, how did we get to this position where we were relying on one striker to implement the system maybe that you want? I know, I get that. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is the frustration that's built up. And then now people then have to.
What did Ranić say?
Open heart surgery, yeah.
How many players did he say we needed?
We needed 10 players.
Right. How many players did we get? 5.
Yeah. Anthony, Lisandro Martinez, Malacio, Casemiro,
Eriksen,
yeah, 5.
And this is where it comes down to, guys. Saeed, the videos are on this channel here. We said Man United, whether Ronaldo stays or not, Man United needs to sign a striker. Did we not say that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Did we not say we needed 2 midfielders?
Yeah. And this is the thing we did.
Plus Eriksen. Did we not say that?
Yeah. Bro, we lost Matic, Pogba, and whether you think they're not great or not, and Mata and Lingard. We lost 4 midfielders. So by definition, Man United should be replacing them. Really, let's be honest.
And now, Casemiro gets injured, we're back to McFred and Bruno.
This is what I'm trying to say. And then obviously Eriksen, you have to keep him fit all season. But again, it's very, for me, that the fact that we didn't have any intelligence in that midfield was scary, man. Because I was like, that means any midfield could come to Old Trafford, yeah, and sit back and be like, you know what? Don't worry, they haven't got any intelligent midfielders that are gonna get this ball and dictate from deep, or you know what I mean, do something different rather than just hoofing it, or you know what I mean, play side to side. Because that's all we did yesterday, side to side, without any conviction in behind. And this is what Eriksen does. He gives them penetrative passes that get in between the lines, the line breaking passes. You see the one against Arsenal? Does anyone do that in this team apart from Eriksen?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, but nobody does it though. Bruno doesn't find to do it.
Saeed, Bruno is playing really badly at the moment. But I was actually happy with his game yesterday. But I never expected him to be a number 10. I think he should play in midfield. He should play in the Fred role. And I think Man United should go and get a number 10. or try Eriksen as the number 10. Because Eriksen actually at times for Denmark has played as a number 10 for Denmark.
I know.
He has. Yeah.
Look at this.
People can say international football is different, but I've actually seen him being super creative.
Look at this, Lordin, yeah? Look at this. Is this good enough for you? Is this good enough for you? Yesterday. This was yesterday, people.
Yeah. I mentioned it on the thing. We've got Pelestri Ilanga, Ferreira. We've got Iqbal, Manu, and Ilanga. Like, it's mad. Like five teenagers.
Mad. And this could be the game against Tottenham. This could be the same. Do people want me to zoom in on that? Can you not see that? Or
yeah, they can zoom in a bit.
Let me put it on a different picture. Yeah, but you said the names anyway. But that for me is crazy.
So it was Lindelof. The people on the bench was Lindelof, Rashford, Malacia, Heaton, Pelestri, Ilanga, Ferreira, Iqbal, Manu.
Yeah.
Mainly.
You know what, man? It's not good enough, man. I'm sorry, man. Even when you bring in McTominay in there, I don't see, like, you know what we don't have? Say now Martial's injured, yeah? We don't have someone who can change the game. McTominay, does he change the game? Does
Well, he did. He did midweek. He scored. Got a good goal.
Yeah, well, listen, Onana, innit? You know, Ammonia. Let's be respectful to Ammonia, but it wasn't Ammonia. But guys, do you see anyone? And also, Nuruddin, yeah, let me just read this super chat, by the way.
Did you go to that game, by the way?
No, I don't go to Europa League until we get to the later rounds, innit? Because they don't deserve. You know what I mean, bro? I told you already, man. I'm not gonna go until we get to the later rounds.
Oh, low-key, see, I call it Mickey Mouse. That Saeed agrees with me, low-key, innit?
Low-key
agrees with me.
Until I see Champions League names, I'll probably agree with you.
I hate that, man.
Yusuf Ibrahim says, how many players in the current team have courage, football intelligence, and an X factor? Understand, Ferguson, that was always the status quo. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And now look at this substitution. This is one thing as well, Nuruddin. Why did he make only one substitution? One only. One. Couldn't be honest now. Why did Ten Hag make only one substitution?
Okay. My only view, that's my opinion. Everything I say is always my opinion.
Yeah.
Other than that, if I'm providing actual context about the game, like I was demonstrating to you guys about the reason why Arteta got time and Ten Hag is in a totally different precious situation than Arteta will ever be. And that's a fact, by the way. It's a fact. Take it to the bank and bank it. No Man United manager is getting the time to go and get to be and then finish 8th twice or finish outside of the Champions League places twice. Erik Ten Hag, I think, understands the team's not stable. Actually, you know what? It was really fascinating because his press conference I watched straight after, right? He was the most bullish. Obviously, he was angry. He was so disappointed with the referee because the refereeing was horrendous anyway. But I always say, I blame the team for leaving.
By the way.
We can never, we're Man United. We know we're hated by referees because of what Fergie did, right? Yeah. They're coming to now because of what Fergie did to them. The revenge is clear. We understand that. The past decade has been referees taking revenge for what Fergie used to do, right? We've just got to hold it and swallow it. That's what we have to. We have to hold it, right? Yeah. Because that's what Fergie did, right? Yesterday, I thought he was more bullyish because he needed to give the media talking points. He's quite clever, actually. He said, it's the most we look together. It's the most that we incorporate. Now I'm like, come on, Erik Ten Hag. We were not cooperated together because we were not making chances. At the end of the day, Saeed, yesterday, the difference between yesterday and Ammonia, was that we were playing against a good team. Regardless what anybody says, Newcastle had a plan. They're very intense. They play very intense, high-octane football with intensity. So everything was rush, but we didn't have the creating cutting edge. And that's when you look to your bench. Man United have always had the history of bringing on players to come on, change the game. Rashford is a step further back in terms of his angling on the header. I know that he's working on headers. I actually know people who have been helping him with like headers, like in training.
They're not helping well, are they?
Well, actually, Saeed, he's improved because remember, he used to back in the day, he used to close his eyes. Remember?
Close his eyes, I know. Yeah, to be fair, he did. Yeah, he did.
Close his eyes. Come on, we've come a long way. Where he's actually now directing headers, right? And at the end of the day, I look at it and think,
look at this comment here.
Erik ten Hag did not. Now I would say this, and I told you this.
I know, but why did you let me know? I would have found out by myself, man. Now I just feel like it all makes sense.
One of the first things, when you asked me off camera what I thought about Erik ten Hag, what did I say to you?
I want to see no weaknesses, Jordan. I want to see no.
What did I say to you, though? What did I say to you? Tell the audience.
You said Erik ten Hag makes late substitutions. If any, he doesn't make any at all, and he keeps no rotation in the team. And by the way, Dalot is suffering, by the way, because of no rotation.
Oh my god!
Dalot played the worst
opening. He had the best opening.
No, but then he got worse.
Right so I know. It's on your right foot. He cuts it back to all people, Fred. That's what I nearly threw the laptop. Then the laptop was in my lap in bed. I nearly threw out the window.
HKM Music says, "Why don't we play?" Anybody. Yeah, HKM Music says, "Why don't we play with 2 8s? We don't need a 10." I think I don't even know what to class.
Okay, HKN. That means then you have to have wingers that are proper service wingers that are putting balls into the box constantly. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't.
Oh, we were about to, but the problem is the 8s aren't moving quick enough. I think for me, Anthony is trying to do it, but the wingers aren't moving enough. Nuruddin, we have to focus on the next 2 games because by the time we do this Straightjacket podcast next Monday, we've got Tottenham and Chelsea. I think this is a make or break week, you know.
Said, you hold that thought there, honestly. That's what it is.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday on Saturday.
Listen, it could go from like this side. It could go from to. It could go like that. Somebody's gonna clip that up in it and use it as a meme.
It's my birthday on Saturday, Nuruddin.
Yes, of course it is.
And you know what? It's the worst time. Always, yeah. I've not had a good October.
So you gotta forget watch along, man. We gotta go and watch the game together somewhere, man. We gotta go somewhere and watch the game together,
bro.
You can't be doing a watch along, bro. Not on your birthday, and especially if we lose, that'd be crazy.
Oh my god! You know what's the worst thing about it? Saeed says make or break every week. Yo, I do, but I think this is proper make or break. This again. They'll create a gap. You know, if Tottenham beat us and Chelsea, there's a little bit of a gap forming now, you know. And I know top 4 isn't done overnight, but the reason why I say make or break is this is where we're going to see where United, if they rise up to the occasion, or do they fold and be like, oh, we've got injuries, we've got, we haven't got depth. Can they rise up? And certain players have to perform. Sancho, Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, you've got to perform. But it's a tough week. And this is why I said Newcastle was a must-win game, Nuruddin. Even though they're playing well, Nuruddin, it was a must-win game, and we didn't do it.
Of course it was.
And now we're going to Tottenham, who will be the ultimate low block, who will sit back, 5 at the back. How do we break them down? And their midfield, I'm sorry, Bentancur and Højbjerg, I think they're the most in-form midfielders in the Premier League right now, if I'm being honest with you.
Underrated.
Højbjerg and Bentancur.
Højbjerg is way underrated.
He's way underrated. Hey, I'm going to give you this plaudits now. Højbjerg, for me, deserves a lot of plaudits. I think Bentancur's performing better now. Bro, Casemiro's only one player. If we don't have a Bruno Fernandes who's disciplined, who can help out, and also, if we don't have Eriksen who can take from deep, then, bro, we're a bit stuck in that midfield. 100%. So,
listen, first of all, people, that's why I'm always on Giddy watching it. Giddy watch. I'm always on Giddy watch. Second of all, I never expected Man United to get top 4 anyway. So for me, but what it will tell me a lot, these 2 games are not depending on top 4 for me. What they're depending on is how much has the players took on board Erik ten Hag's ideas. How much is there the cowardice energy still in there? And how much is the cowardice energy? They put that to bed now. And I've got to stop calling them cowards. So for me, these 2 games are the coward test. The coward test is back because it's like it is the coward test is back because it is a big game. All eyes on world football will be on these games, on these 2 games. and it's going to be very interesting. I'll be there on Wednesday. With
8:15 kickoff, by the way, for people. It's on Amazon Prime. So anybody that's watching the game, Amazon have got their turn of the year, obviously before the World Cup. So they'll be covered. The coverage will be on 8:15. So by the time we leave Old Trafford,
you're going to get snide at Alan Shearer.
Yeah, so by the time we leave Old Trafford, it'll probably be about 11:30. So it's this. These are the games where I think, you know what I mean, we'll understand what the tactics and how we're playing, and do we rush it and do we panic? Don't get me wrong here. I don't think our play was horrendous against Newcastle. I think there was good elements of being patient, being able to keep going no matter what, making sure that, you know what I mean, they were trying to implement some things and they were keeping the ball. I like that. I like the fact that Newcastle didn't dictate the football on Sunday. They didn't have. If Bruno Gomes could have dictated that midfield, they didn't do that. We had the ball. We tried to make things happen, but there's that element of chances creating now, and it kind of similar feels like the Van Gaal era of we're dictating, but we're not producing.
The difference is simple, Saeed. It's that when you play that well, you compete that well. You didn't have any cowardice. Anthony and Sancho, both of them working back to win the ball. Yeah. Both of them not being static. Both of them getting amongst it. All of that fight, all of that intense and aggression was there. But what you need then is the bit of that cream in it. Little bit of that, that little bit of salt on that steak in it. That's what you need. That little bit. And that stardust of the bench is not there, Saeed. Why is he not there? The Glazers expect top 4 from Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And maybe a trophy or whatever. Actually, they don't. Like, who am I kidding? They don't expect a trophy. They don't ask about trophies. Their trophy's top 4. So they expect, whether he is through Europa League or in the league, they expect him to get top 4. So at the end of the day, it's simple. That status is not there. Instead, who's there? 5 teenagers. 5 teenagers.
It's crazy,
man.
One
might be in their 20s. Is Elanga in his 20s? Maybe.
Elanga's 20. I think Elanga's turned 20.
4 teenagers and a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And he weren't going to risk it. He weren't going to risk it because of the games that are coming up. I think if we were playing, let's say, if we're playing like Fulham or Wolves in the next 2 games, Wolves and Fulham in the next 2 games at Old Trafford, I think he might have gone for it.
I get why. You know what? Yeah, big up to where J Barrett says we created, but the chances fell to waste, Manfred. Yeah, again, the one person you don't want to take chances. You know what? Yeah, there's a comment here from Craig. He says, in a season where you can have 5 stuff off the bench, we don't have 1. And there's another thing here, Nuruddin, that I want to point out. I get why Ten Hag took off Ronaldo now. I understand it because at the end of the day, you know what? Let me ask you a question, yeah? If Martial isn't available for Wednesday, who's he using on Wednesday?
Yeah, I've got Ronaldo.
And what does he have to do? He has to manage his game time. I'm not sure.
He said it at the press conference.
There you go.
Saeed, and we already know. He understands. We already knew this. By the way, we're the only channels who know this. None of the other YouTubers know this. I'm telling you now because they don't deep it. When you go to the stadium, after ball, we watched Ronaldo last season. Yeah. He can't play 2 games in a week. He cannot do it. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't. He can't start 2 games in a row in high intense football. He can't do it. He can't. That's why, because he played Everton, right? He played against Everton and Ammonia. Did he have any chances at all? No, he didn't, Saeed. He didn't have it at all. He didn't. He didn't. Nope. He didn't. So, again, he had to take him off, 1, because at the end of the day, he comes outside the box and then he then gives it out wide and then somebody crosses it to nobody in the box, right? Yeah. It's just crazy. Ronaldo has lost a yard of pace. You can see that chance with Trippier. Ronaldo, listen to the side. All Ronaldo would have had his right leg already in front, right? Other than side by side, in front. And Trippier would have been careful to sweep him out because he would have been a clearer penalty. Ronaldo is now looking for the easy way, pushing himself out wide.
And he should have ran off the pitch, man. Well, I don't know why he's, again, I get you're disappointed. You want to be off.
And then he's shaking his head, and then the cameras go to him, and then he builds the story. So all of that, Eric Ten Hag could do with all of that. Could do with all of that headache.
Yeah. Big up to Planet Vaz, by the way. Big up to you, bro. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. But I just think, you know what, man? I just think for me, it's a tough period for United now. We're going to see the best of everything. The best of the manager, the best of the You know what I mean? The players, whether they rise
3
up.
points is crucial on Wednesday. 3 points is a must. I don't care how they do that. I don't
think
know
we're getting 3 points. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're getting 3 points. I don't think we're getting 3 points.
They have to go all out, mate.
I don't want to say it, but I think it's another draw tomorrow or Wednesday. Sorry, I can't see. Let's say okay. What if Eriksen and Martial ain't playing on Wednesday? It depends if Eriksen is just a minor illness. Is it illness or is it injury? What is it?
Well, he kind of contradicted himself a little bit. He changed the story a little bit. At the beginning, he said him and Marcus are not being well. And to be fair, Marcus is not well. Marcus could not have played yesterday. He could only play a little bit of it because he's not well. Right?
What's up with Marcus now?
They both had a bug. So there's horrible bugs going around, man. It's that time.
Yeah, I know. And also that C19's on the rise again as well. So
yeah. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But he didn't. And then at the end of the game, he said, we've got players already. So he's basically, because he understood that he's protecting Fred, because Fred is, these communication department have told him, yo, Fred is trending. You know what I mean? Out here, they're hitting out Fred saying, where's Eriksen? So he basically said, I've got good players in the squad and they have to be able to be interchanged. I have to be able to interchange. So it is what it is. But we'll see the press conference tomorrow, innit? And of course, obviously, because he can't do a proper press conference tomorrow, he must have done it.
It'll be the embargo. The embargo will come out tomorrow. It won't be a press conference.
Yeah. It'll be an embargo. Yeah, it'll be the embargo section. Yeah,
it'll be embargo. So I don't know, man. We just have to pray that Martial is fit, please. You know what?
This is where I agree with Craig. If they score first, good night, Vienna.
Yeah. Let's take on that one.
Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. If we score first, good night, Vienna. They're in trouble.
They're in trouble. Yeah. We'll see.
If they score first, Tata United. Tata.
And Chelsea playing good football at the minute.
If they score first in that first half, I'll meet you outside at half time, bro.
By the way, that's another thing as well. You know what? You know how many fans left on the 85th minute? You know what? Disgrace, you fans, yeah? And I don't like to call fans out, yeah? But leaving 5 minutes early when there's a whole 5 minutes. We've got a new manager now. Stick behind the manager. Stay to the end. Where are you going in 5 minutes? That's going to take you anywhere, man.
To be fair, a lot of them already leave if we're not winning or we're not allowed to score.
No, but I'm sorry, yeah? Them fans are disgrace. If you've got emergency, I get it. But there was, honestly, I'm not even kidding you. Newcastle took the piss out of us. They said, is there a fire drill? And you know what? They've got every right. The amount of fans that left 5 minutes to go, I'm not even kidding you. It was hundreds and hundreds of people. I was shocked. I looked at the time. I said, Leslie, is it 90th minute or is it 85th minute? And she said, no, it's 85th minute. I had to look again because I was like, what are you doing? Like, we could score a goal here. But it just shows you that.
By the way, people, Old Trafford, one of the greatest theatres in world football. The clock is so small.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I don't have, like, I have to have my glasses with me to really squint and have a look. And you know what? Times during the game it breaks.
And also,
you know that against Arsenal.
Yeah, I know. It breaks. And also, people, there's also this as well.
And it was sunny yesterday in Manchester.
This as well. It's leaking still at Old Trafford, people. Look. It's leaking. This ground is leaking, people. Look. And they won't do anything about it as well. The stewards don't do anything about it, but
something's got to give, people. Come and join us at half six.
Yeah, right now we're going over. Please smash a like on the video. It's been the 200th podcast. I want to say to everybody, thank you very much for being on this journey. This channel will keep growing. We'll have hopefully 200-300 more. Listen, it took us 4 years or less than 4 years to reach here. So let's hope our health is in good health and we make the next.
You know what? We've had to cancel the celebrations, but we'll do it. I promise you, we'll mark this. We will mark this. We will mark this with a proper video, like celebrating 200.
Absolutely.
Visiting old grounds. Who's visiting old grounds, mate? Visiting old places.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big up to Amit. Big up to everybody who's here. Please check out Boohoo, man. Get yourself 10% off and use the code Saeed. But love to everybody who's here. Come and join us on the United Real Therapy. We're going to be talking about transfer window and whatnot. But love people. Peace.